And maybe some nurses will recognize the description and say, well, that's a person that died here a week ago. Or maybe a few hours ago, and the child sees them as perfectly real.
Now, you've got a book there with some pictures in it. I don't know if you want to show those pictures right now. Maybe we can lead up to it. How can we do that?
How can we do that? Introducing the child's experience. Children have experiences too. I want to invite your audience to realize that death experience can happen to anyone at any time. That is to say, being born. That is to say, in birth trauma. That is to say, infants and toddlers. People of any age, anywhere in the world. So these little ones, these tiny ones that are having pre-birth near-death experiences, maybe a near-death experience in the vagina coming out, birth track, afterward, they tell their experience when they have language, or they draw it, or they act it out. So this is how we know that it can happen to anyone at any age. What validates the experience is the after effects. So you're looking at the after effects, and the children indeed exhibit this. So we have a lot of, certainly in my research, cases in birth trauma that are related to birth trauma, infants and toddlers. And in that book of mine, The New Children and Near-Death Experiences, I have a special section on the little ones, infants and toddlers. And what I'm suspecting is happening with the little ones is they're imprinting to the other side instead of this side. The other side more real. It's like that's home. And to readjust to the family, readjust to school, to readjust to the neighborhood, that can be very confusing to kids.
Can you give us an example of what a child experienced when she was over there, after she died?
Oh, let's show the book.
No, I wasn't trying to push it.
I mean, this is perfect for the book. It's a perfect entree to the book.
All right.
I encourage all child experiences. I don't care how old you are. Let's say you had your experience when you're 5 years old. Even when you're 40, make your book. Create your book. Go back to that experience, draw it, write it down, somehow create your book. That validates it for you, and that is even more life-changing for the kids, because the kids hold it in, they repress it, they suppress it. Children don't integrate, they compensate. So for the child experiencer, I don't care how old you are, make your book. Well, a woman in Holland took my word. She had her experience when she was 8 and a half because of kidney infection and kidney failure. She physically died, had her near-death experience. When she was 38 years old, she created her book. Now, she made it very plain to me, she's not an artist, but as far as I'm concerned, she is. Her name is Afka. Afka Holmes Oosterhoff. And the book itself is all in Dutch, but the pictures, they speak louder than words. This is in wintertime, and here is Afka's death.
Wait,
Afka has now died, and the angel has come to get her.
Is that the angel coming to get her, or is that her spirit coming out?
No, that's the angel coming to get her. She's very about that.
Okay.
She was greeted by this angel who pulled her out of her body and took her with her. Let me turn a few more pages here and show you what the angel did. The angel took Afka touring in all kinds of universes. Oh, sorry about that.
We want your
all
head
kinds
showing.
of words.
We want your head showing. Let me get okay. Listen up.
Can
Okay,
you see that? The angel took Afka through this swirl of energy and worlds and realms and dimensions.
Do you know that Nadia said that when and she had 3 near-death experiences?
First one was as a child. She's part of my research base.
I know Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
true, that's true. She was bitten by a poisonous snake.
Right, a
and
viper.
Went into kind of a coma, I think.
Yes.
That's when she first saw the beautiful lady suspended in
Right.
the sky, who she
Right.
calls an angel.
Right.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Okay, let's turn the page.
The angel appeared to her in the other two near-death experiences that she had, and she
came back.
She longed to go back and revisit this wonderful being in which she felt so much love. Yeah.
And
Okay.
here's Afka again, sitting with the angel. The angel then is teaching her about the different worlds, the different realities.
Mm-hmm.
So the angel is doing a lot of instruction for Afka.
Can you give us an idea of what the angel told her? Do you know right off?
Well, like
If not specifically her, what do angels
about
tell
the different worlds exist, that you can live in these different worlds, different kinds of beings live in these different worlds,
mm-hmm.
that kind of instruction.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she was through, the angel led her to a hallway, filled with many, many doors. And the angel said to Afka, pick a door. And then the angel disappeared. The child was all by herself in the hall.
Mm-hmm.
So she went to a door that felt right, entered the doorway, and wound up back in her body, back in the hospital room.
Mm-hmm.
By then she's in a hospital room,
mm-hmm.
and they are reviving her, and she comes back.
So she took the door to take her back to her life.
She took the door. She picked
and
the
in a
door
way
to
she
take her
chose
back to
that.
her life.
Maybe in that state, who knows?
Who knows how she chose it, but indeed she did.
Uh-huh.
And I really, really recommend that children, create your book. In my research base, 61% of the kids regretted ever having had a near-death experience.
Why?
You don't find this with adults. You find it with children.
They regret having a near-death experience?
Regretted it because it complicated school so much and complicated going back to their families so much that it was really difficult
Tell us some
for
of the
them.
problems.
Well, the kids would say, when I asked the children, regardless of how old they were, how do you feel about your near-death experience? And they would kind of frown. And they would say, I lost my childhood. What I invariably found with child experiencers when they come back is they're more mature than they were before. They know more than they did before.
Mm-hmm.
They're more mature in their actions and their responses. It's just the opposite with adults. They're younger than they were before,
mm-hmm.
more childlike than they were before, more innocent and spontaneous than they were before.
Question.
It's just the opposite.
Yeah. Question. What is the difference when an adult has a near-death experience, their attitude toward religion can change, but when a child has a near-death experience, what happens
Again,
with
it's just
them?
the opposite.
What happens with them?
In my research with adults, my research base now is nearly 4,000 adults and children. And the adults, clearly 2/3 of them left church, left religion.
Why?
Wanted to walk the spiritual path.
Oh, I see.
Because they had a personal relationship with God. They didn't want some or some priest telling them what they had to believe or should believe, because they knew they were there. They knew. Many of them had a relationship with Jesus. They saw Jesus on the other side.
Question.